Hey everyone, I just wanted to ask you a question. Were any of you guys disappointed by the end of Ash Ketchum's journey in Pokemon? I'm 39 years old and I grew up watching the Pokemon anime, and I liked it. And I stopped watching it honestly a long time ago. But I would check in every once in a while because I'm still into the Pokemon franchise, and I would hear ifs and ons of what's happening in the show. And then I find out, a year or so ago, whatever, that he actually won the Pokemon League. And I'm like, wow, he actually did it. It took him over 20 years. And then I heard about, the final end of his journey. They're going to make so many episodes and whatnot. And I never watched them, but I heard about him. He went back to get some of his old Pokemon. Most of them he didn't go back to pick up. Everyone was hoping he would at least get Primeape. That never happened. The opportunities for, something epic, with his Pokemon. And that's what we were all hoping, And it's not like you had to retire the character permanently. It's not like you'd have to, never see him again. But you needed to provide a really good ending to his journey. A more of a finality, a conclusion to certain story arcs. And I felt it was very underdone. And I know you're going to say it's a kid's show, it doesn't matter. It kind of does. And we were those original kids that journey was for. They're making new shows now for the new people. The new little ones. But there's no reason to not have a proper conclusion to his character. And this is how I thought they should have done it. Or I have a few ideas of how they should have done it. And I want you to comment down below. Or make a video and tell me if I'm right. What you think about this. And what you would have done to finish off his journey. But speaking about how they did it a little bit. I really would have wished they would have gotten Primeape. It would have been cool to have him even evolve with Ash, show him finally, I know, what is a Pokemon Master? Gotta catch them all, that was the old phrase, right? That's what he was originally going for, and when they kept expanding that, they couldn't have that be his goal. But I think it should have been, he should have had, evolving some of his Pokemon, showing finality, or showing character growth, or something like that. That really should have happened. As I said, going back and getting Primeape for the final journey. Having him lose a battle, die in the battle, and be revived, evolve into, I can't remember, Infernape. That's it. That would have been awesome. How awesome would that have been? You can still make the show lighthearted, happy. You can still make it fun for kids. You can still, but there's ways they could have gone about this. And, think back to the Pokemon movie, right? So here's my idea. It's kind of a loose idea. This is my idea how they should have ended his journey. I'm not sure who the last enemy is going to be. I'm kind of thinking they got to involve Team Rocket, Giovanni, and you got to have, obviously, Jesse and James there. But we're going to have Jesse and James help Ash. They're going to help. They don't want to be a part of Team Rocket anymore. They remember at the end, they retired. Maybe have them help him. Have them betray the boss. And it's like, no, we're not going to help you. And something cool like that. That'd be interesting. Or maybe have Mewtwo come back for one final time. Have him be evil. Have him have all those, or a bunch of those Pokemon that he had from the first movie that were genetically cloned, stronger. And they could have some, big epic battle. Obviously, you can have Misty and Brock there. Maybe some of the people he's known. There could be some big battle. And my idea is this. There has to be a big battle. I don't know if it's Team Rocket, how they're involved, or if it's against Mewtwo. I'm not sure who the big final enemy is, but they're going to have a big epic battle to where Ash brings all his Pokemon from his old journeys, power them up, level them up, whatever. They're having a big fight. And it's back and forth. It's down to the wire now. Ash is the only one left. Maybe all his Pokemon are defeated. They're all defeated, right? Except for Pikachu. Something's going to happen. Big explosion. Something happens to where Ash gets knocked down to the ground and he's knocked out. He's KO'd. Pikachu gets up from the explosion. He's waiting for a command or a battle strategy. Nobody's up. Everyone's knocked out from this. The threat's still there. Right? So get this, right? So the threat's still there. Ash is down on the ground. He's got his backpack. His backpack's open. And Pikachu notices something rolls out of it. He still has that Thunderstone. He refused to evolve, right? And Ash Ketchum's like, no, I don't need to evolve my Pikachu. And This harkens back to when you fought Lieutenant Surge. You should really evolve your Pikachu, and Ash was right in not evolving his Pikachu, so he could learn those techniques earlier, which Lieutenant Surge failed at epically. But think how awesome this would be. He's knocked out. Pikachu's there. Pikachu isn't strong enough to beat this enemy. He's trying. He can't do it. He does not have the power. He's having some effect, but it isn't enough. Ash is in danger. Everyone else is in danger. It's up to Pikachu now. He's the main. He is his friggin' starter. You know what I'm saying? And he refused to evolve, and this time he goes and he touches that stone and he lets himself evolve. He ends up beating this enemy, saving the day, winning. He wakes up Ash. Maybe Ash is the first one to get up. It's not going to be the others. He's going to get up. And he's going to... Where's Pikachu? Pikachu, where are you? He doesn't see Pikachu. He sees Raichu. And right in this, it's a realization. It's sadness. It's, it's, oh my god, Pikachu's gone. And then he eventually has a realization that it's still the same guy. It's still the same creature. That's still his pet. It's still his friend. It's still Pikachu in its heart. He had no choice. And Ash talks to him and realizes, hey, he had no choice to do this. And then he's like, I don't know what I want to do anymore. I don't know what being a Pokemon Master is. I'm just happy to travel with you and all my friends. And, and then he doesn't give a clear thing. It's like, I'm going to go on some kind of another adventure. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but let's go discover it together. And he walks off with his friends, with his Pokemon, with his Raichu, and walks off into the sunset. I think that would have been a fantastic way, and you could have Team Rocket, Jesse and James, still quit Team Rocket, not wanting to be a part of it anymore. And another reason why they don't want to be a part of it too, because their whole goal was to capture Pikachu, right? But Pikachu evolved. They don't want it. They've lost that interest. They've also seen that their boss was evil and never cared about them and just used them, or something like that, and they could have them still walk away. I think that would have been a far superior, vastly superior way to end the show that honors the characters, isn't too extreme for the kids. It shows the kids character growth, shows them growing up, shows them, it shows them, teaches them good values. And I thought my idea, or something similar to my idea, would be a far better way to end the show. He should have went back and got some of his older Pokemon. Yeah, I guess you can't expect, his Squirtle and his Bulbasaur to be a Venusaur and a Blastoise. But it would have been nice to see them at least get to that second stage. So maybe, later on down the line in a future series, you'll see Ash again, but he's older, and maybe that Ivysaur or that Wartortle has evolved. There's all sorts of ways they could roll it, but I really think he should have gotten more of his old Pokemon, that he should have evolved, some of them at least, and he should have had some big battle, and I really think the true ideal way to end it would have been to have Pikachu evolve, and have no choice to save the day. And if you don't want to do that, at least, go back and get all your old guys and Mons and, have a big fight and have them help save the day. You really should have done it. It would have shown something. Maybe, have Gary be involved in that final battle too, your rival, and maybe he helps. Maybe Team Rocket, or you could have it so Jesse and James is still evil, and they fight, and they're stronger now, and maybe he teams up with Gary. There's so many cool ways they could have ended this that would have been so much more honoring of the characters and would have shown character growth, and that's important for kids, because the finalizing of a journey, it's important for them to see growing up, changing, evolving, getting better, improving, not always staying the same age forever and ever and ever and ever, never growing up, never evolving, never changing. You know what I'm saying? That's not good for the kids either, because it makes them think, oh, just be a kid forever, never, grow up. But anyways, yeah, that's all I got for this video. I just wanted to share my thoughts on the ending of the Pokemon series, at least the main one with Ash Ketchum, and I just thought the way he ended that series, the way they ended it, was awful. I thought they could have done a way better job. So, yeah, let me know what you think. If you got any ideas of how you would like to end the series, your personal ideas, please. I want to hear them. Let me know. Comment down below. Make a response video and let me know about it. I'll happily go watch it. Just please comment, say something down below, and thank you for listening to this video. And yeah, I want you guys to all have a nice day.